sweat. My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now. Quadry sweat. It go rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Quadry sweat. Rehydrate you faster, easy we observe. Quadry sweat. Give me some more. Quadry sweat.
Smart mama.
Yes.
What are you making?
I'm making breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk.
Breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk.
It is fortified with DHA to support brain development. Cereal, pap, just name it. It also has calcium, vitamin D, and high quality protein to make your kids grow strong.
I love it. I will start nourishing my children with Peak 456 growing up milk, fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
Wonder is not in the wrapping paper.
It's in the reaction.
Me? You got this for me?
Oh, you remembered me this year.
Mommy, see my own hamper.
This season, Spar Market fills your list with gifts that create those moments. Ready-made and custom hampers, Spar gift cards from just 10,000 naira, and amazing discounts of up to 30% off on groceries, wine and spirits, electronics, perfumes, and more. Visit any Spar Market store nationwide from December 12th to January 1 to enjoy incredible Christmas offers. One store, so much wonder. Terms and conditions apply. Spar Market, there for you.
Welcome to Nigeria Info, where the news sparks conversation.
The Miete Ala Cattle Breeders Association has condemned the sanctions against them.
We are finished. We're like a sour soup waiting for someone to warm up. We have to wake up to the House of Assembly. We have to wake up to the House of Senate.
All this talk about voodoo is nonsense. If I had any authority, I'll fire
him. The football team is as bad as the economy of the country.
If you listen to both ends of the argument, whether it's the one where there is a genocide or the one where there's no genocide.
So ever since they have been saying they have been defeating and killing and the rest of them, it's like
what they are just interested in now is who is coming to their party, who is not coming to their party.
So what we call this one now, Chibok 3.0.
This is your space to listen, share, and be heard. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria.
There is December, and then there's MTN Yellow Tide December. From streets to rooftops, the wave is hitting with massive surprises, juicy holiday bundles, giveaways, discounts, luxury experiences, and so much more. So whether you're based in Nigeria or you just got back, if you want to party, chill, watch movies, travel, and even for lovebirds getting married, Yellow Tide is here to turn up the vibe this season. The ginger will be unmatched. The vibe will be on point. The shutdown will be massive. No darling, don't miss the wave. Visit yellowtide.mtn.ng now to vibe with the Yellow Tide.
Guy, how far? You watch that game?
I did. Oh boy, that goal, eh?
Hey. Make I call you back. My time go soon finish. Sorry, I forget I get extra 3 minutes to talk.
I wonder why you hold a cut call. When na MTN better gist they use. Me, I still enjoy my free 2,100 airtime on top my new MTN SIM.
Yes, so get 3 minutes extra on MTN Better Gist. Text BG to 312 to collect your own awoof.
Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, let's not waste any time. My name is Kofi Bartels, and of course, the man is in the studio with us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jimi Disu.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you, Kofi?
I'm okay. I'm fine. We thank God. And of course, good morning to all of you out there. Daily Today Part 2, where we have analysis on some carefully curated and selected stories. Let's start with But before that, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please head on to our pages, Facebook and YouTube, and you can see us there. Search for Nigeria Space Info Space 99.3 on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM verified account. Front page of today's Daily Trust, and it is the big headline there is in the form of a question: tax laws altered. Tax laws altered, and then they have a quote, section 64 subsection 1. It's kind of long, so I'll allow Jimmy to do the talking.
Okay, morning everybody. What we have is not a surprise to me, but it's very, very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. What is going on is that a member of the House of Reps said on the floor of the House that the law that was gazetted, the part of the tax laws gazetted, is different from what they agreed in the House. That what is different from what the National Assembly presented to the government. Now, we don't know whether that act is deliberate or is an accident or is a mistake. I'd rather think that it is deliberate, because we are supposed to take what is approved from the National Assembly straight to the printers. And the Daily Trust has done a wonderful thing by publishing on their front page the difference, for example, between section 64(1). There's a difference between them. Now, what the House of Reps, what was passed by the House of Reps says, and I want you to listen carefully: the tax authority shall have the power to investigate or cause an investigation to be conducted to ascertain any violation of any tax law, whether or not such violation has been reported to the relevant tax authority. That is what was approved by the House of Reps. What came out in the Government Gazette is the tax authority shall have the power to investigate or cause an investigation to be conducted to ascertain any violation of any tax law, whether or not such violation has been reported to the relevant tax authority, and shall also have the power, that is the added thing, to arrest any person suspected of committing such violations through relevant law enforcement agency. I repeat, or shall also have the power to arrest. It's not in what was who or any person suspected. So this is an instrument that the government can use to hold the average citizen that they have other reasons to hold. Okay, this could be an instrument used by the government to achieve aims other than what this law was put together for. So it says that the trust says the tax reform scheduled to take effect on January 1 yesterday faced a major pushback as a member of the House of Representatives alleged discrepancies between the versions passed by the House and the copies gazetted. And they list some of the various differences that are there. I think it's very simple. Now we'll know whether we have a National Assembly. They should insist that what they pass should be what they gazetted. I don't know whether they'll have to go to court. I don't know what is going to happen. But you can see that this little, and to be fair to the president, he might not have known. He might not have known. I'd like to be fair to him. Only God knows. Yeah, he might not have known. Only God knows, even though the box stops on the table, only God knows who slipped this thing in. Nigerians will very soon have to ask a question whether the president is in full control of what is going on in government. That question is going to have to be asked, whether he's in full control or whether or not there's a cabal. Because reading part, or rather seeing snippets of what happened during Buhari's time, should raise an alarm in the minds of every citizen. It should raise an alarm in the minds of every citizen. And so I don't know how this is going to be painful, but certainly we shouldn't allow this to happen. Our representatives have said this is what it is. Whoever it is, put in the gazetted whatever that have power to arrest. It doesn't talk about arrest. Any suspected, you see, once you say arrest suspected, anybody can be suspected. If there are other reasons to pick you up, you could be suspected and still be picked up. It could be used as an excuse. And that should not be, I don't think that should be. So in summary, that is what it is. All the papers have it. And they have various versions of the... But the trust does the most comprehensive analysis of these discrepancies that
can we call this a tax voodoo or government?
No, it happened. It happened in the case of the budget, when the printed copy of the budget had all kinds of insertions in there. A question still has to be asked at some point whether President Bola Tinubu is in full control, because again, if you look at a government that goes back and forth, agrees something today, corrects it tomorrow, you will know that there's a problem somewhere. And President Tinubu has to tidy up. This might have been jolly well done without his knowledge. But I would have thought that before it leaves the government printer, the Gazette will be sent back for verification and clarification. Indeed, it should have been sent back to the National Assembly to sign off on it completely.
How does this happen? Let's look at more stories here. Dangote quick, Farouk falls. That's the way the Vanguard puts it. Dangote quick, Farouk falls. Komolafe also quits job at NUPRC. Tinubu nominates successors, seeks Senate approval, prioritize local refining. Abakuba others. That's from today's Punch. Ahmed visits President Tinubu as well.
Yes, I must say that the president was very quick to react, and thank God for that. Rather than let this fester for too long, a quick decision was made, and that's what we've always been saying. When things like this happen, quickly nip them in the bud. It's good for Dangote, it's good for the man, accused man, it's good for the government. In the interim, the question is what is going to follow suit. I'm going to break my Christmas holiday, going to find out whether the government is going to investigate whether the man has 4 children in school in Switzerland or whatever. This case is a case, like they say, soldier go, soldier come. Because the truth is, usually a man like that is best to let him go, because if he sings, he will sing in all the tonic so far known to man. You know, he will sing in all the tonic so far known to man, and who knows, who can cast the first stone against him. And I think Dangote will be happy. The man has been changed, and that is it. So that's the way it goes. So it says here that the oil industry yesterday was thrown into confusion as the chief executives of the National Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission Chairman, Engineer Komolafe, and the Downstream, Midstream, and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, MNDPRA, Engineer Farouk Ahmed, resigned from their offices. I think they were kicked out. They were probably told to resign. And we'll see what the aftermath is. It's said here that Ahmed apparently was invited to the president's office. He arrived at the presidential villa about 5:30 p.m. and left the president's office after less than 25 minutes. If we calculate the time for protocols and whatever, I'm sure he was told, my friend, go and get resign. And so that is it for now. Okay, we have the other stories.
Uncle Jimmy, I just want to ask you. So if Dangote had not published these details, where would we be right now? Means that
we'll be where we've always been. We'll be where we've always been. You and I know that the oil industry in Nigeria is a stinking racket. And nobody is able to do anything about it, because in reality, nobody can cast the first stone. The level of involvement in the oil industry in this country goes way, way up.
What's that?
I don't know whether it gets to the top, but it goes way, way up. And there's a suspicion that even at the most high level, there's some compromises here and there. I don't know. I don't work in that industry.
Well, because do we not have government agencies, bodies, institutions who have the responsibility? Their day-to-day job is to fish out these kind of issues with public officials, with public servants.
They are complicit. Who, in reality, Kofi, who would you send? Which government agency will you send to go and handle corruption issues?
Code of conduct.
Code of conduct. What?
No. There's a section there. They are empowered by the Nigerian Constitution.
Every we're not talking constitution. We're talking reality here.
Yeah.
Every organization set up to keep an eye on corrupt practices in itself usually they are riddled with even more corrupt practices than the persons they are going to watch over.
All right. So that is where we are.
When you are appointed, when you are given an appointment to be the head of an agency, to for example, are you going to live on your salary? Are you going to live on your legitimate income?
Are you? I'm asking you, are you? You're asking me back.
Look, let's forget. I think corruption is part of us. It's I'm wary. For all the years of my life as an adult, I've been fighting corruption. I've just given up. I think
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so it's soldier come, soldier go. Some of the people accusing others of corruption are themselves corrupt. So what are we talking about?
All right. Well, well, the ball's in the court of Nigerians. Let's move on. Burkina Faso frees detained Nigerian soldiers' aircraft.
Yes, our foreign affairs minister, went to Burkina Faso, and there were videos of him meeting the Burkina Faso president, Burkinabe president, and the eventually we hear the plane and whatever were released. But we'd like our minister and the delegation to go with him to please observe the dress code for meeting presidents and head of state. If you look at the videos, they look like a ragtag. They were dressed almost casually. They should follow the protocols and dress formally to meet a president on an issue like this. You are representing the Nigerian country, but that apart, the planes and the persons have been released thanks to diplomatic engagement, and we'd like to thank the president for having deftly handled this issue and not followed the advice, for example, of Senator Arishe, who said that Nigeria should go to war, because I don't. I'm totally aghast. And you are going to see a lot of things happen when ambassadors start operating. You will see. You are going to see a lot of things happen. A lot of things. Some of your ambassadors don't understand protocol. Some of them have very short fuses, beating up anybody in sight, physically, including their moms. Yes, in your ambassadorial list.
Oh.
They are there.
Who's that?
No, stop it. Some of them don't have the temperament. Some of them have mental issues. Some of them don't even know what protocol demands. One was a former wife of a governor who at a time of crisis in their state, the governor was away. She took on the job of the deputy governor until she was told that, madam, that's not the way it works. You will see what is going to happen. You will jolly well see what is going to happen. Good God help us. Anyway, we've secured the freedom, and there's another story here. Thank you for pointing it out to me. MFM says that Nigeria would have gone down but for prayers. Let the churches keep keep their marketing tool to themselves. Nigeria's issue is not that of prayers. Nigeria's issue is that we are not doing the right things. And we know. It's not an issue of prayers. Nobody should come start talking about 7-day prayer, 40-day prayer. You cannot be praying and doing the wrong thing and expect any results. So they should keep their marketing tool of the prayers. Everything is prayer. They should keep it to themselves. Everybody, I think the average Nigerian who is normal should know the difference between right and wrong. It's very simple. It's a law of the. You know the difference between right and wrong. If you do wrong, you can never get it right. Simple. So it says here that some leader and the media committee, Mr. Bosun Oluwabu Sayomi, has cautioned against the notions that prayers were not yielding results. Keep your marketing tools to keep your members, keep it to yourselves. If you want to talk in public, tell the people the right thing. It's not a matter of going to church or going to mosque or going to do Ifa or whatever. If you do the wrong things, you cannot get things right. It's the law of nature. And we should get that right. No going into, if you like, shout from now till January 2 and do fasting and prayer. Once you do the wrong thing immediately after, you cannot get the right results. I think for too long people have been bogged down by all these marketing tools of religious people using it to. Enough is enough. It's time for our people to open for people. God has given you the means to discern. At least those who are normal. These days you don't know if they are more abnormal people. So I disagree with Mr. Oluwabu Sayomi of the MFM, and I disagree with all these things. Yes, you can pray. I mean, I'm not against prayer, but you can't rely on it. You've lost your job, then you go and sit in church or to go and sit in the Afa's house from morning till night. You don't go out and look for something to do, and you're talking of prayers.
Okay, Uncle Jimmy, Ocherome Nana has a message for you on Facebook Live. It says, you have President John Mahama of Ghana to thank, not any non-existent deft handling by Tinubu. Is quoting your word by Tinubu. He should have tried the war route and he would be humiliated. So he said you should withdraw your praise of the president. He didn't
say I should withdraw the praise. He said you have the Ghana president to thank. Yeah. And then I will now thank our president for allowing the Ghana. Is it the same hotel Nana of Vanguard? It must be.
It may be. Oh, yes. Okay. I see. Okay. All right, let's look at some more stories here. Ogun government cancels Awujale selection process.
I don't like this story. I don't like it. It just doesn't sound right to me. I'm not saying, you see, I choose my words carefully just in case you want to take me to court. I said it doesn't sound right to me. I'm not saying it is not right. It is too early for the state government to be involved in the process that leads to the choice of the Awujale. There are various procedures that have to be followed. Let the people follow that procedure. Remember, people are waiting to see if there's going to be any form of political interference. And Ijebu is not like the rest of Yoruba land. Ijebu, their leaders, they're highly sophisticated, well educated, well exposed, and well involved. Because in some other parts of Nigeria, they have a lot of dignities and so on and so forth, but they couldn't be bothered. That is not the same with Ijebu. So let us put the governor on notice. I don't know whether this is right or wrong. The story says that the Ogun has nullified the ongoing process for the vacant stool of the Awujale. And the vice chairman of the Fusembua ruling house, Professor Fatu Yusuf, confirmed the development in a telephone interview with our correspondent on Wednesday. In a letter dated December 2, signed by the secretary to the Ijebu local government area, Oke Adebanjo of the Fusembua ruling house was directed to produce the next Awujale. So the government gave the ruling house 14 days to conclude the selection, the process, and submit the names of eligible candidates. The 14 days is not cast in concrete. It is not cast in concrete. The Ogun State government has to be, in fact, the governor, let me say, Dapo Abiodun, has to be very, very careful. He has to be very, extremely careful. He should let the people do what they want and let them choose their own leader, choose their own Oba. And his interference should be minimal unless there is more than meets the eye in this process. And we all jolly well know the son of the president, not son really, but the adopted son of the president, who is involved in this process and whose involvement is causing a lot of controversy. Because at least so far, it appears he has not been able to trace his royal status. That is for them to solve. So please, I hope that, I don't like this. The government could be right. It's yet to be seen. If they issued a statement while they're doing this, it would be more helpful. It is not in this paper that I have here. But I don't like it. It doesn't sound right. And so we are calling for a lot of caution. The last thing we want, especially since Ijebu is very close to us here, the last thing we want is any problem in Ijebu over this, the appointment of the whatever. Besides, on a very personal note, too many of my friends are watching the development in Ogun State because they are from there. Do you know my friend Sesofio? He's the Ijebu man. Yes, it's not from the real family. But I have too many friends that are Ijebus.
What
the
they all
Ijebus,
think about
you see, the Ijebus, Kofi, let me tell you, the Ijebus, like other, in Ibadan, for example, you don't have that level of involvement in traditional whatever than the Ijebu. And the Ijebu people, they put a premium on education, they put a premium on integrity, they put a premium on public standing. The last head of princes that they had was before this one was First City Merchant Bank Otoba Shubomi Balu. Oh yes, so they now have a new one, and that is the musician. What is that? What's Kwamon or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yes, and that in itself raised some controversy.
Is that not the one who repeats a lot of plain fly?
I know that the power you get.
Because that story was a picture on the Dailies today and even Daily Digest. But now you're beautifying the whole world. It would be better you didn't mention his name. You just shot yourself in the foot.
I don't. I think that Nigeria. I would hope to put it bluntly, I hope the president stays out of this. And what I'm hearing, the feeling I'm getting is that he wants to stay out. But they could jolly well drag his name into it. And he doesn't need it. The president doesn't need it. He can show his loyalty to his was it school son or whatever it is. He can show his loyalty to him in other means. The president doesn't need this. He doesn't need any controversy. He has enough on his plate.
All right, let's go to another story that's dear to your heart. Court bars IGP NPF from enforcing tinted glass permit policy nationwide. I think
I like the resilience that we're exhibiting in this particular case, because the police were trying to misinterpret the previous order. Then the lawyers went back again to the court yesterday, and there is now a fresh order, and it says the Delta State High Court issued an ex parte injunction stopping and barring the IGP and all other people, the IGP, Commissioner of Police, and so on, from resuming the enforcement of the of the tinted glass permit policy. The court also barred the police from harassing, arresting, detaining or extorting citizens and motorists on account of the said policy. The court also restrained the IGP and the Nigerian Police Force, their officers, men, agents, they have agents and consultants, privies and or contractors from continuing to use the Parkway Projects account. Because what I hear has been happening is that you pay to this private account. I think we checked it yesterday. Yes, the court has barred them from using a contractor's account to conduct any government business pending the hearing and determination of the substantive application in this suit. The order will subsist pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suit. I mean, if this had been another organization, we would say the police should go and investigate them. Why should we be paying to a private company for the issuance of so-called tinted permits? Yep. So that's the latest that we have, and that was from yesterday.
The office, I think, if it's the same Parkway, the fintech company, on Hebe Bakoli Way, Yaba.
Yes.
Somewhere here. All right. Anyway, next one. Yesterday was a National Day of Protest and Prayer by the NLC, and the Vanguard has this take on it. Arrest, prosecute those funding insecurity labor demands. Arrest, prosecute those funding insecurity labor demands. Protests in Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, Kano, Adamawa, Niger, Sokoto, Delta, others. It took us 6 months to get Tinubu's attention on insecurity at Jeru. Protest amid heavy security deployment in Abuja.
Look, we'll look for time to delve into this properly. But it's high time the Labour Congress made up his mind what he wants to do and on whose side he wants to be. Okay, and that would then determine the way and manner in which they will relate to government and the people. Always hitting the streets for 2-3 hours at any given time, for me, is a wasted exercise. By now, you must have thought of something else out of the box. You understand what I'm saying?
Learn boss level gameplay on YouTube with MTN YouTube Buffet Bundle. Binge your favorite gameplays till you master every move. Enjoy play along clips with your faves and challenge runs like never before till you become the numero uno of gaming. See more, be more, spend less. Get over 4 hours of YouTube streaming for just 250 Naira or 10 hours for 600 Naira on the MTN YouTube Buffet Bundle. Dial *312*800# to start today and go make a difference.
There is December, and then there's MTN Yellow Tide December. From streets to rooftops, the wave is hitting with massive surprises. Juicy holiday bundles, giveaways, discounts, luxury experiences, and so much more. So whether you're based in Nigeria or you just got back, if you want to party, chill, watch movies, travel, and even for lovebirds getting married, Yellow Tide is here to turn up the vibe this season. The ginger will be unmatched. The vibe will be on point. The shutdown will be massive. No darling, don't miss the wave. Visit yellowtide.mtn.ng now to vibe with the Yellow Tide.
8 a.m. Enjoy creamy joy in every cup of tea with Kivo Creamer.
This is where it all connects, all in one place.
GPS, Weekday, and Co. are suspended because they've been engaging in anti-party activities.
Did he not campaign for Labour Party in Lagos State?
It's just my pocket.
Withdrawing police details from VVIP people.
Tomorrow we'll call so they need people to come and join military.
The news, conversation, information, and discussion. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Thanks for joining us. The news at 8 on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Burkina Faso has released the Nigerian Air Force aircraft and 11 personnel detained earlier in the month following a forced landing. Abuja confirmed the development late Wednesday after a diplomatic meeting between both countries in Ouagadougou. The plane was grounded on December 8 after Burkina Faso accused it of entering the country's airspace without authorization. The police will have to stay off implementing the much talked about tinted glass permit policy. That's because the Delta State High Court has barred the Inspector General of Police and the Nigeria Police Force from enforcing the policy. The injunction restrains police from resuming enforcement, including harassing, arresting, detaining,